And Baines is so slow, yo. I just want to punch him.
Welcome back to the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, Ajit. That's Big Boy Bravs. Thanos could not make it to the podcast.
Thanos is hidden in a second dimension right now. He's lost. We have to go find him after this. But
Trust me, the Raptors come away short on this game, losing to the Phoenix Suns 104-100. This game was just a bunch of runs, just back and forth runs.
100%, yeah.
And the Raptors, even though they didn't play a full consistent game of defense, towards the end when it mattered most, they got a lot of stops. But Chris Paul towards the end had that little veteran quick foul on Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, punk.
Make it a 4-point play because he knew they were one foul away from getting into the bonus. So he took advantage of it. And the Raptors got another play, another stop at the end there, but they couldn't get the offensive rebound.
Mm-hmm.
And that basically sealed the deal for the game. And the Raptors lose another one, even though it's not a continued losing streak because they got the game against Denver. They got to step it up. Pascal had another amazing game tonight with 26 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. But Chris Paul, the veteran, carrying this Phoenix team, second in the Western Conference right now. For the game, he had 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists with 2 steals. But both teams were struggling to score in that fourth quarter. We were both really bad shooting beyond the arc.
Yo, I think one thing I want to point out before you continue was that I feel like today's game was more so Ayton's just eating us apart. You know what I mean? Like it's so evident now that like we're missing the five, and like every play you see Chris Paul hitting the center. Like he'll feed up Ayton, and it's true. We're missing him, right? And then I hear a stat line on the radio, or sorry, on the commentators saying, "Oh, this is DeAndre Ayton's first time doing well against the Raptors," and it's true because before we had Ibaka, we Gasol, we had people who shut him down, right? This year we're playing small guard, so they're eating us. But
not only that though, but they finally have a solid point guard, an all-star point guard, right? They have the point guard in Chris Paul, and they haven't had a guard like that since Steve Nash.
Yeah, 100%. But you know what though? I'm not panicking. We're only 5 games back from the 8th spot, 2 games back from the 10th spot. I'm not panicking. There's 28 games left. The reason why I'm not panicking is because, man, Gary Trent Jr., his defense, wicked, especially in the fourth quarter. Like, I think he caused like 2 turnovers, or he did some like crazy stuff on defense, and I was like amazed.
His help defense was solid today.
For sure, 100%. He helped Larry and Freddie really well.
Even in that possession, that final possession I was talking about when they got the offensive rebound.
Yeah. It was all him.
Yeah, and Chris Paul got the ball, he dropped, and he went to the ref, he was trying to call a travel, but they didn't get the call.
Oh no, that was the play OG was guarding. OG was guarding Devin Booker.
Devin Booker, but I'm saying after the ball bounced and got the offensive rebound. So basically, Devin Booker took the shot. OG played crazy defense on that possession.
Yeah, big up to him, 100%. Yeah.
And then Larry mistimed the rebound, so Mikal Bridges got it, whipped it back to Chris Paul, and he dropped to the floor. He was trying to draw a foul, but then Gary Trent Jr. tried to say it was a travel because he almost got the steal, but they called timeout and then got the possession, and they didn't get the jump ball. But I wanted to say with the DeAndre Ayton thing, center obviously is a big weakness for us right now, and the Memphis Grizzlies just waived Gorgie Jang.
Ooh.
So I feel like the Raptors might sign him with one of the spots available. If I'm
that's Masai's boy.
Masai's boy? Yeah.
Giants of Africa, right? I think he's part of Giants of Africa.
I think he's from Senegal, but that's a solid pickup we could use in the starting lineup, and Baines can come off the bench.
Geez, that's good news for us.
I mean, Memphis and Minnesota, when he was with both teams, he was averaging double-doubles when he got the time to play. And when Valanciunas went down this season, he was covering up most of the minutes because Jaren Jackson Jr. was out for the most of the season, right? He hasn't played.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the Raptors could sign him. With the whole point guard situation, Chris Paul is going to be feeding his big man every single time.
Yeah.
And every time the switch happened with Chris Paul and Baines, he just lobbed it over to Ayton because Ayton had the smaller defender on him, and it would just lay it up. He was so efficient tonight.
And Baines is so slow, yo. I just want to punch him. Like, yo, when we play ball, right? Someone has the ball. What is your objective? What do you do?
When someone has a ball?
Yeah.
make sure you guard the person.
Yeah, you stop them, right? You put your hand on their face and you
You
stop
can't.
them,
You
right?
can't
Dude, this guy did this.
because he didn't want to embarrass himself. You know these big men. They're scared to go up against these point guards on the perimeter, or even when the switch happens. Baines is not. He's not quick on his feet. He's a big dude.
You know.
The Raptors didn't have any quarters over 30 points tonight. In the first quarter, they were outscored 29-28.
Yeah, it was close game.
It was. If you looked at the score at the beginning of the fourth quarter, they were down double digits, and
Yeah.
they came back at the end. I
The
give them,
last 2-3 minutes is when we went on a little run. It
yeah.
was like 7-0 run, I think.
There's a lot of promise there with their defense still. I can still see that they have that edge if they put their mind to it.
Mhm.
One thing I wanted to say was there was a possession when we were down by 4. I believe it was 102-98, and Pascal got greedy, went in the paint, got blocked by DeAndre Ayton.
Okay, keep going.
And then Van Vliet also had a possession where he came down and took a quick three instead of trying to drive it into the paint.
And then Gary Trent Jr. had to play too, and he
Hit the
three missed. Yeah.
break the three. I don't think he had. I think he was 0 for 5 from 3 tonight.
Yo, but one thing I want to say is I feel like the Raptors are not listening to our podcast because Siakam is 0-5 on game winners. And look, okay, literally game winner, but the final shot, like he missed it again.
But it wouldn't have mattered. We would have lost either way.
Yeah, but still, like
It is what it is. I wanted to get into the field goal percentages and all the other stats as the team stats. The Phoenix Suns shot 48% from the field. They were 43 of 90. The Raptors were 37 of 90 from the field for 41%. And I mean, 41% from the field overall, that's not going to cut it, especially if you're letting the other team almost average 50% from the field.
Yeah, but we were doing really well on the 3-pointer line. We were doing really well prior to, I think in the first quarter.
Raptors overall, they only shot 41% from the field. They were 37 of 90. And the Phoenix Suns were 43 of 90 from the field for 48%. You're not going to win the game if you're letting them almost average 50% from the field. From the 3-point arc, you said that they did well, but at the end of the game, they only shot 27% from 3.
Yeah.
12 of 45 from beyond the arc, but Phoenix did even worse. They were only 9 of 36 for 25%. Free throws, we got another game where we had more attempts than the opposing team. We were 14 of 16 from the line for 88%, and they were 9 of 9, so perfect from the free throw line. Rebounding, another issue because you said DeAndre Ayton was eating us all night long.
One thing that you can see on these stats is points in the paint, right? I know you're gonna get there, but I want to kind of mention that points in the paint. We were eaten alive. They got 58 points, and we only had 32.
Yeah, so, I saw that during the game. No.
And then, you know what was the result of this? So what caused this was the offensive rebounds, right? Like they got bare offensive rebounds on us. I think they got 9, right? That's still +2 on us.
Yeah, but there's actually translated to more points because DeAndre Ayton has such a soft touch for a big man.
For sure, no, 100%. I agree.
I think they can be the one team that can say that they have a good player, even though they didn't draft Luka in that draft.
Oh yeah,
Luka was the number 1 pick, right?
Yeah. Ayton, right?
Ayton was first, Bagley was second, and then Luka Doncic was third.
Jeez, and Trae Young was like 5th or 6th, right?
Jaren Jackson Jr. was 4th, and then Trae Young was 5th.
Jeez.
Rebounding overall, though, we were a -9. Phoenix had 47, we had 38.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive rebounds, like you mentioned, they had 9, we had 7, so it was a -2. Assists, they had 26, we had 20, so we were a -6. Steals, we were +1, 5-4. Blocks, we were +1, 4-3. Turnovers, we had 10, they had 13. We were +3, but points in the paint, like you mentioned, we were -26 from points in the paint. Phoenix had 58, we had 32. And the second chance points, they had 12, we had 11, so we were -1. And the fast break points, we were -2, they had 14, we had 12. And the points off turnovers, it was only a -2.
The biggest lead was 14.
Yeah, but points off turnovers, Phoenix had 17, and we had 15, so it was a -2.
Yeah.
And biggest lead for Phoenix was 14, and they were up double digits in the fourth, like I mentioned. But the Raptors were able to crawl back and make it a 1-possession game, but they couldn't capitalize and tie the game at any point at the end. And the personal fouls, we had 17, they had 16.
I want to see more Chris Boucher. I understand he's lanky. I understand like DeAndre Ayton made of like bullied him, but like I think he would have made more of a presence. Like in terms of rebound, hype, aggression. You know what I mean? But I don't know. We'll see.
Wait, you're referring to who?
Chris Boucher.
Oh, Chris Boucher. He only had 5 points, 3 rebounds today. He didn't really have much of an effect.
Yeah, we didn't give him much PT though. Chris Boucher had
He had 11 minutes tonight.
7 minutes. Yeah. And then my boy Aaron Baines at 14 minutes.
They were going with Pascal, the small ball lineup like they normally do, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, they were going with the small ball lineup like they normally do, but instead of Norman Powell, Gary Trent Jr. was in the starting lineup. I was surprised that Rodney Hood didn't get a little bit more minutes.
I think they want to see how he plays first. Gary Trent Jr. transitioned really well into our roster. He did fit so far, but we'll see. It's just the beginning, right? So
he could have got a lot more shots that he was open when he's open, but Pascal Van Vliet and Lowry were taking most of the shots.
Yeah.
But eventually, when he adjusts to the system, he'll get more of those open opportunities.
For sure. And they were passing the ball to him, which is a good sign,
Yeah. OG Anunoby, though, his defense, rebounding, everything was on
point. That's my star right there.
Over Pascal. I think I'm going back to back with star player for Pascal.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, 26, 11, and 6 in 37 minutes. He had 26 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block in 37 minutes. I got to give it to him.
No, for sure. Okay, I agree with you. Yeah.
He was pretty efficient too. Other than not making a 3-point shot for his life tonight,
yeah,
he was 0 of 6 from beyond the arc, but he was 8 of 17 from the field and 10 of 11 from the free throw line. OG Anunoby in 38 minutes at 15 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 of 12 from the field, and 2 of 6 from the 3-point line with 2 steals. And Fred VanVleet in 39 minutes at 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. And then Kyle Lowry returning back after his birthday, after the NBA trade deadline.
The GOAT.
34 minutes. He didn't play like the GOAT tonight, though. He had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and he's 4 of 12 from the field, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc.
Yo, is it me or do you feel like Kyle Lowry isn't as aggressive as he used to be in previous seasons? Like I feel like in previous seasons, like he'll like grab the ball and hit threes, or like drive to the net. But I feel like he's taking a step back, right? I don't see that aggression.
I think he's trying to help Pascal get back in the rhythm. And Norman Powell was on fire when he was here, right?
Yeah, true.
And I think he's trying to implement the new guys now too, because he's the main point guard. I mean, him and Fred VanVleet mix up the role. They share the role, but I feel like
the Flynn.
Yeah, I feel like he's helping Flynn for sure, but he's definitely going to help Gary Trent and Rodney Hood adjust to the lineup.
For sure.
I really do hope they get Gorgie Jang because the rebounding. I felt like they were going to fix it at the deadline, but they haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
They're going to look at the buyout market, but Andre Drummond, LaMarcus Aldridge, they're not looking at teams like us to sign with. They're looking for contenders. So.
Yo, I just seen this right now. It's kind of making me sad.
Oh shit!
Norman Powell with
Portland jersey and Portland shirt, and talking to Dame Lillard.
Talking about Dame time, we play them next.
Yeah, we're playing them next. How crazy is that it's like a quick turnaround where Norman Powell is going to face us literally right after the deadline.
Word.
DeAndre Ayton in 29 minutes and 19 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 9 of 12 from the field, 2 blocks.
Monster. Yo, he's gonna be wicked.
Devin Booker, for the most part, we kept him contained.
Yeah, for sure. OG was all over him.
33 minutes, he had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 of 14 from the field, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line, and 1 steal. Chris Paul, 35 minutes, he had 19 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals in 35 minutes. And then everyone else basically contributed, but most of them weren't in double digits. Other than Mikal Bridges in 35 minutes at 11.7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal.
Man, Jay Crowder, that guy's a menace, yo. He's good. I really like him.
Yeah, I think Miami messed up by letting him go.
For sure.
But Chris Paul is the one that recruited him to Phoenix in the offseason.
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
3-year, $30 million contract.
Jeez.
Under the bus, who we throwing?
Yo, I don't know. I agree with you for a star. So I think the star of the game will be Pascal Siakam. Like you said earlier, his stats were like unbelievable 2 games in a row.
He's playing these last couple of games. He's playing pre-bubble basketball.
Yeah, 100%. He's playing like there's a chip on his shoulder, and I feel like And this goes back to that confrontation he had with Nick Nurse, right? That confrontation sparked it all this, which is good, right? Sometimes this kind of stuff creates negativity, but yo, to me, it's like on a positive note. So
I mean, when you spend that much time with the person, you're gonna get into arguments, and
100%.
and it's not really healthy to always be straight like nice to each other all the time, right?
Yeah, it's good to have those offsets,
It definitely lit a fire under his ass, 100%.
100%. No, for sure, for sure. And then, so in regards to like under the bus, I don't
I
know, man.
was,
Like,
I
huh?
was gonna, I was gonna say I feel bad, but I'm gonna have to give it to the birthday boy.
Yeah, I feel like Kyle Lowry just because he was quiet. Like I didn't like he did hit some like valuable threes and stuff. So, but like I don't know. I felt like I don't know. I felt like it should be Baines again, but Baines did have some good plays. But yeah, you know what? It's good to the birthday boy. It sucks, but
Okay, but let's not let him ride solo. Add Baines and Chris Boucher in there.
yeah, we're added two bigs in it for sure. Because those bigs got outworked by the under 18. So like and that was in Darko Saric.
Mario Saric, yeah.
Yeah, those two destroyed us our bigs. So yeah, add those two bigs in there on the bus.
We don't really have any bigs. Baines is like he's a waste. You basically you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And Chris Boucher is too small. Like they were getting offensive boards every single possession. It felt like they got offensive rebound every time.
For
And
sure. No,
Ayton,
for sure.
Ayton was always converting on his offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Like double team, triple team, single coverage doesn't matter. It was like he had one possession, I believe he had like an and one, and he started riling out, and they put him up by 10 points. But it is what it is. I mean, sometimes you got to just live with the results. We made it a competitive game. These are three
Sure.
games now. Denver, Phoenix, and Utah. We've been able to keep it competitive. We were able to get one against Denver,
Mhm.
but the number one and number two teams in the Western Conference, we were able to keep it as a one or two possession game. I mean, I could see positives out of this.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna go back to your point about big. If we could pick up that guy from Memphis,
What do you think?
yeah. If we pick him up, I feel like we can add a little spark to our roster. Like that will make us go from losing these 2-3 possession games to winning them finally, right? But
He's good offensively too.
for sure, yeah, 100%.
Anything is better than Baines right now. I would sign him if he's available.
Get rid of Baines ASAP.
Yeah. I mean,
It's frustrating. I want to throw my phone on the wall, yo.
but the Raptors, like, even though we're getting these close games against these top tier teams in the Western Conference,
We
when they
lost
don't,
Cleveland.
yeah, I know. When you lose to teams like that, like it kind of takes away from it. And when these losses start piling up and we start going lower and lower in the conference, in the seeding, you start to notice it and it feels a lot heavier than it should be.
It's fine, yo. 24 more games, 28 more games. We're good, man. Don't worry. We're gonna go on a
Yeah.
28 game winning streak right now.
So we're 18 and 27 right now, I believe. 18 and 27, and the Raptors play Norman Powell, the newly acquired Norman Powell, and the Portland Trailblazers Sunday
Yo,
night.
this looks so good at Portland right now, man. I was watching the clips. It was killing it. Yeah.
Oh, he already played.
Yeah, he played. Yo, he had a sick form. Like yo, it was wicked. It was him and Ant-Man.
How many points did he get? Do you know?
I didn't see that, so I just saw the highlight clips.
Okay, shout out to Norm. Understand the grind and keep killing it in Portland. We'll see you Sunday night. Any final thoughts before we go?
Yo, like I said, we gotta fix that missing piece of the big. Once you fix that, all this will fall into place. I'm happy to see Gary Trent Jr. today and Rodney Hood. They look good. They'll fit the system well, and we gotta get rid of Baines.
Once that big man comes in and we might need another shooter, the domino effect will come together. Everything will fall into place,
For sure.
like you mentioned. All right, well, that's going to do it for this podcast. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like the video if you haven't liked it already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. What are you doing, bro? You're slacking. We'll be back Sunday night, hopefully, to do the post-game podcast on Norman Powell and the Portland Trailblazers, hopefully with a W. But till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and please stay safe. Peace.